What's up guys, my name is Zero Heroes and welcome back to more Gates of Hell, and especially game update 61 is an open beta. So basically this is kind of like a smaller update of a bigger update coming, where we have a game update for you and it's an open beta now. So if you guys, this was as of release of the 7th of November. So if you are watching this just now or as of recording right now and you haven't played Gatesville, make sure you update your game or you change your server to the open beta, and that will allow you to play kind of the update game 61, which will allow you to play this update. But what is included in this update 61? Let's find out right now. And if you do want to find out a bit more Gatesville updates and all other news related on the Gatesville franchise, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and we are very close to 3k. If we can do that before the end of the year, that'd be fantastic. But what is in game update 61? Well, it has this new feature that allows you to view armored cars in multiplayer, showing its armor, its kind of its hull, its its armor layout, its gun values, its range, its penetration, its reload, everything. So we're going to read through this, and if you want to join in, then we'll do that. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So it says, community members, we have been working on a game update that contains a new feature and improvements. It is an open beta as of today. It will go live in a few days, so let's check it out. So we'll be introducing a few QOL features that have been requested multiple times. Apart from that, we have some fixes and gameplay improvements to introduce, and there's something for users for the editor to enjoy as well. These are the highlights. The unit info cards have returned in multiplayer. This is a first implementation, and you'll be able to see the armor, speed, crew and penetration stats of your tank in a multiplayer by right clicking on a particular tank. It's currently in rough state, but do not panic. We will make further improvements to the system in future updates and add more useful information, especially to squad info windows, which are empty for now. Now this is really interesting. So this is kind of like the stat of an example of the BA6 armor car. So you can see here it shows you how fast it goes, the crew, it takes the armor, the front, side, rear and the top. It shows it's got kind of 3mm on the front of the hull, 3mm on the side of the hull, 9mm at the rear and 6mm at the top, and the turret shows 15. So it shows you a lot of stats. Actually, it shows you the type of gun it uses, the range on that type of gun at, let's say, 10 meters, 50 meters, 100 meters and 150 meters. The penetration values at that meter is like 63mm of penetration at 10 meters, 55mm of penetration at 50 meters, 45mm of penetration at 100 meters, and 35mm penetration at 150 meters. And it shows you the reload time. So this is actually a very good kind of simple layout, because sometimes that when you show a layout of information, it can kind of be overloaded. So the way they've kind of done this is very simplistic and actually a very good idea. So I like this, but it's saying that it's been returned, or it's returning to multiplayer. Now I've definitely not seen this feature before in multiplayer. I don't play multiplayer much, but I have played multiplayer to a point where I've never seen this unit info card before. If anybody has played multiplayer before and you have seen this before, then let me know in the comments below, because I've definitely not seen this. But I think this should be added to at least to everything. Now it is actually, when you do play Conquest, it does show you the stat of the vehicle, the unit, and kind of the wee kind of right hand side when you do play Conquest. So Conquest is actually fine, but I guess for single player it would be good to know, maybe if you actually in game, when you do play, when you are playing a single player campaign, and you, let's say you get a unit of tanks that you're not too familiar on, and it would be good to have knowledge about your own tank, about the armor penetration, the armor layout, the penetration values to everything, and it would be good to have that knowledge on the enemy team as well. Even though I don't know if it'd make it unrealistic, but it would definitely help for new players to understand tank layout and tank armor model a lot better in this game. So having this new kind of feature would be absolutely brilliant to have in single player as well. Even in tutorials, I think this would actually be a brilliant implementation in having tutorials. When you are kind of going through the tutorials, they've completely kind of rehauled the tutorials, which is fantastic. But if this is something they could add as part of the tutorial, that'd be fantastic, because you're learning about, you know, statistics on vehicles and stuff. And the way I process it, for example, if I play World of Tanks, the way I learn is through their information stats, is by kind of learning weak points, by learning everything. Luckily for most of the tanks I've learned is that most of them is kind of transferred from World Tanks into, you know, onto Gatesville. And what I mean by that, I understand the layout, like I know where weak points are on those tanks or wherever it is, or infantry. So it would be good to know this, get this information card in single player as well. So and even during tutorials, if we can have that, then that would be brilliant. But so far they said this is kind of like a work in progress, or it's for implementation. So if they could get this out to not just multiplayer but to single player as well and tutorial, that would be fantastic. But this is a really good start, and this should be added more often into the game so we can learn about tactics and all that. Now I know there is a Wikipedia page that you can go to, which you can learn about all the units, even not just tanks, you know, all units from all different sectors of the nations. But if we can add something like this would be very easy to break down and very easy to understand, and it would be good. But yeah, this is a brilliant first start to it. You also get cinematics are now skippable in co-op, and tactical mid-mission videos can play like in single player. For skipping, the host is currently the one with the skipping, with the power to skip them or see them through for everybody. That's really good actually, because let's say like you're playing a mission, you're playing a single player mission, and you, let's say you fail, and then you have to play it again, and then you have to watch the same cinematic again. You can just now skip it, so that means you don't have to watch it again, which is actually really good. So that means you're not wasting time by watching it, because you already know what happens. They've fixed a few crashes, which is kind of a vague point there, but if anybody knows what those fixes are, that'd be good to know. They've added the ability to select and move camera keyframes in the editor, which is very useful for cinematographics and modders. So if there are any modders or kind of editors out there that do kind of mod for this game, then I hope you're happy with this update, and let me know if you are or you aren't. Adjustments to the aiming codes, I have no idea what that means, but I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments down below. There are more small changes and fixes as usual, and these can be found in the changelog for what will come in version 1.0560 in the next few days. So stay tuned to the channel for that, because I actually will be letting you know about the changes on that, or about that game version. And lastly, about opting in, is that if you want to join the beta, all you need to do is switch your game to the beta version. Later, when the beta becomes the live version, you don't need to do anything at all to reverse the process. If you want to participate, go to your Steam library, right click on the game, select properties, betas, open beta, and you can switch back to the current version at any time using the same process. You can, but I would actually never recommend this. I've already showed you, I've already done a kind of a wee short on my YouTube channel which shows you how to do this. So if you want to go check it out, then I will leave it in the link down below, or you can just check my channel as well, which will be in the short section. But that's it for just now. Enjoy the beta. So there you go, guys. That's what it's like in this kind of the small update 61. I think this is a very actually useful and very kind of powerful impact it's going to have in the game, because players are going to be able to understand and learn about vehicles and new units better than they already have, especially for me, who's still learning this game after playing it for many years. It's still useful to see that. So thank you, Gatesville, for having this. And if you guys already kind of seen this, then let me know your thoughts on it. Is this something you're enjoying, or do you think this is something that's quite annoying and you don't want to add to the game? Let me know. But that's it, guys, for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to check out my recent video, then click left here. But other than that, thank you so much for watching, and Ostfront, and I will see you in the next video. See you later, and goodbye.